Hey everyone, it's Jamie from Independent Street Tarot and Seasons and Ritual, and I'm here to talk about this beautiful full moon that's happening tomorrow on January 25th. It is known as the Wolf Moon. It is called the Wolf Moon because we are in the dead of winter, and usually this is the time the wolves would start coming out to start um, looking for more food. So give yourselves a pat on the back, you guys. We are in the middle of winter. You're all doing a good job. Heading towards spring. One of the things that was coming up about this idea of a wolf moon is that sometimes we will be a lone wolf, sometimes we will run in the pack. Both ways are fine. You know, moving into this age of Aquarius and it being Aquarius season, it is all about the individual and then the collective. And sometimes you're going to be doing things the way you see them or how they present and how you present it, and then other times you're going to be part of the group. Sometimes you're going to be singing Roberta Flack by yourself in the car. And then other times you'll be singing with a group of people in a bar. It is what it is. Okay, you guys? So work with being present, what is happening in the now. That is one of the reasons why I usually don't make videos until on the day or close to the day, because I think it's really important for us to stay present. I think it's important for us to realize what is happening each day. And so while yes, you can tap into the energy, and we do know, I mean, it's just a grid, like how the sun and the moon move. I think it's important for us to know, okay, what's happening right now to stay with the moon cycles. I also do a moon class. If you guys are interested, just let me know. That where we manifest in with the moon cycles. So full moon, January 25th. There's a lot of activity going on. And honestly, this moon is big for a couple of reasons. First and foremost, we're going to have a fixed grand cross in the sky, which I just love that. I think that's so beautiful. Um, Whenever I think of fixed grand cross, I think of the song Southern Cross by Crosby, Stills and Nash. Maybe Young, but when that happens, so the moon is going to be at 5 degrees of Leo. The sun is at 5 degrees of Aquarius. We have Jupiter at 5 degrees in Taurus. And then we have a dwarf planet that's about 6 degrees in Scorpio. And so that's that grand cross. And when these grand crosses come in, to me, it's a beautiful time of tension. And I mean that in a good way. So same with opposites. When there's that opposition, there's that beautiful tension that has to come in to get us to that right center point. So the Grand Cross and these fixed signs, you know, it's bringing in all this energy. Fixed signs are really going to feel like, okay, I've got to move. I'm feeling restless. I'm feeling like, ugh, okay. That's also happening because Uranus is getting ready to turn direct in the sign of Taurus. There's so much going on in these fixed signs. And when these fixed signs have this kind of energy, when it's time to move, it affects everything because these fixed signs are the foundation. So when the foundation is rocking and rolling, everyone feels it. So you guys give yourself some grace, give yourself a pat on the back, take those deep breaths, use those grounding exercises. If you go to my community page, look at meditation, scroll through them, man. I've got all sorts of things I just put over there for you guys. Um, but again, Uranus, right, rules Aquarius, and it's going to turn direct in a couple days. It's in Taurus, and we talked about it. It's been churning up, churning the earth in Taurus because we've got to get a new earth, if you will, but like new soil to plant these seeds. You know, Scorpio was in the lunar south node until it moved into Libra. So Scorpio was going through a lot for the past 2 years, right? And now we have this full moon in beautiful Leo, which is fire, right? And then that's that I am presence. Leo is the ego, right? But Leo rules the heart, and Leo is ready to show up as that consciousness of fire. The consciousness of fire is what ignites us, which reminds us that we're connected to source. Leo is here to be that divine masculine presence in all of us, to move us move us forward with compassion, right? But to move us forward. We can have compassion, but still keep moving, right? We can have compassion for ourselves and where we've been, but still keep moving. We can have compassion for others in their plights, but still keep moving. Okay, this Leo full moon is lighting up how we can show up authentically, right? How we can love ourselves authentically, how we can inspire others just by being ourselves. It doesn't have to be contrived. It doesn't have to be thought about, right? It's just that flame. Leo's the king, right? King, the king, but we always say we love with the heart of a lion, and that's Leo. Um, this is a number 8 year, right? 2024 equals 8. If you go to the 8 card, in the major arcana and the tarot, it has the lion on there and it's strength. But on that card, I wish I should have pulled whatever. It has a woman and she's soothing the lion, right? That's the strength. The strength comes from the way you're able to soothe yourself, how you're able to soothe the situation, however you soothe your community. The strength comes from that compassion, from meeting what's coming at you. And if there's a fucking lion coming at you, how do you handle that situation? How do you show strength in that situation? And let me know, some days are better than others. Okay, some days we just have, oh, you know what? I just ran. That's how I showed strength, by getting the fuck out of there. That's okay. Guys. And other days, if you're up to it and you can soothe that lion, you soothe that lion. But first and foremost, because we are in Aquarius season, Aquarius is the self. It is how can you soothe yourself, right? It's one of the only cards that has the infinity symbol on it because it is about this movement. It's about bringing in new energy. It's about bringing in new strength. So here we are with the first full moon of 2024 of this age of Aquarius in Aquarius. And it is this beautiful expression of ourselves. Who are we now and how will we move forward? Um, it's okay to be a little dramatic with this moon, like if you've had enough and it's time to go, go, you know. There are different ways of doing that, of course. But it's really saying we've got to do what's best for us moving forward. We've got to do where we feel humbled, right? And we feel like, I know this is where I am now. I can't keep moving with those old stories, those old, gaslighting ways of being, like just to kind of, because you think it's keeping everything moving, you can't keep doing that. And I want to touch really close. I want to touch on two things before in this video. So one of them, with the last video, we were talking about maybe you're feeling a lot of emotions or bummed out and things like that, and that is perfectly normal, right? But it's also and you guys are doing a good job. Have grace and compassion. This is a lot of energy and a lot of movement, and it's been happening. And now, like, right since like the beginning of the year, we had Jupiter turn direct. We had Pluto come into Aquarius. Okay, we had Jupiter turn direct in Taurus, which is fixed Earth. We had Pluto come into Aquarius, which is fixed air. We've got Uranus turning direct back in fixed Earth, and we have this full moon in fixed fire. So you guys, give yourself a break. Give yourself a pat on the back. Drink some water, go for a walk. We're all doing a really good job, okay? But we were talking about, or a couple of you had mentioned, well, about narcissists and these narcissistic personalities, and you guys feel tired, and it's important to know, and codependency, right? And so we are coming out of the end of that because we are in this age of Aquarius, right? So we're going more into logic in the cosmos, and that Saturn is parked itself in Pisces right now, which is bringing us some stability in that illusion where we couldn't see it. Also, again, Scorpio was in the South Node for the last 2 years, which was breaking out, bringing up secrets, right? So now things like, wait a minute, that's what? Secrets were coming to the top. So if you guys, and you know this, a lot of times when you are empaths or used to being in codependent relationships or with narcissists. The thing is this, you know the warning signs and you know the red flags and you know what it feels like because now you know what it feels like. When before it was like, oh, this is love or this is blah blah blah. And now it's like, oh no, 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 this is that's that narcissistic feeling, or this is too intense. This is that codependent feeling. Accept it for what it is, you guys. Even if your mind, if you're like, no, well, maybe, you know what it is. Ride yourself through it. Okay. The thing is, when that energy comes in and it's real exciting and it's like, oh, and then you're like, oh, wait, I know what this is. The reality of it is that codependency and that narcissistic, those feelings, they're not sustainable. And you guys are tired because you're ready to be in sustainable relationships that are thrivable. And I hear you and I see you, and it's here. You guys, it's here. But it's also up to us to make sure we notice these things, we feel these things, and we talk ourselves through these things. Okay. And if you need help with that, that's when you reach out to friends. That's when you reach out to healers. That's when your pastor, whoever you trust, that you can help you move through these things. You talk to your ancestors, your guides, your spirits, because, well, these things are going to keep showing up. The energy behind them isn't here to keep them in our lives unless we choose to keep it in our lives. So that's good. And just know sometimes when we're coming out of these things and we get it, sometimes we fall back into it and we're like, oh shit. But then we realize, oh, I know what this is. And then you say, okay, got it. And then you take the appropriate steps to get you out of the relationship or to move into a different, you know, relationship or, whatever you have to do, because we are moving into this time where we do need to feel safe in our own space. We do need to feel safe in our own bodies. We do need to trust what we feel, right? With this full moon in Leo, the heart. And we're ready to show up as our authentic selves. We're ready to say, no, nope, nope, I know this song. Okay. But also, you guys, give yourself that grace, give yourself that compassion. It is a journey. It is. And when these things come up, see them, recognize them, and then the opposite of what you would do before, which was to talk yourself out of it and be like, oh no, I really do need to be in this relationship. Be like, oh no, I get what this is. Work with those feelings and emotions that are going to be there, and then keep moving, right? Keep moving. Get back into that flow. If you and this goes with like anything that might be going on in your life. This is a lot of energy coming up. We're ready for the good times. If you guys are in it to win it and you need to go give a good cry, go give a good cry. Because usually once you get it all out, you feel better. You're regrounded because you've moved those emotions out. That's how our bodies are supposed to work. We're not supposed to keep things bottled up on the inside or stuff it all down. We're supposed to express and keep going. And it's an ebb and a flow, right? It's that infinity symbol, right? That we work with. So I just wanted to touch on that for my empaths and not to worry about narcissistic behavior in codependency, because the part of the awakening is awakening to those things and those patterns, right? And a lot of times when these come in, we think, oh, we got to do this. And that's another thing. Just notice it's a pattern. And those patterns can be very strong, right? Those patterns are like, oh, wait, I need to do this. So you could be over here saying, no, 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 I can't, that's a pattern. I just need to keep focusing on this and it will dissipate. I promise you. I promise you. I can't speak, I can speak to everything that I've been through, friends. And so it does dissipate. It does dissipate. So, um, full moons for me is always a time of, a lot of times the people say full moons is a time of endings. I see it as both. It's a beginning and an ending, right? The full moon is when we are our most psychic. The full moon represents the divine feminine. The full moon represents intuition. So it's important to meditate with these full moons. And even if it's just, hey moon, what is it that I need to work on? What is it that's being illuminated, right? It's shining the light. It's showing you what needs to come in and what needs to go. It's twofold for me. It's not just getting rid of things. It's showing you what needs to come in and what needs to go. It's like, when you can see, oh, let me see. All right, okay. And so full moons to me, that they're very powerful. And so ask yourself, sit with this, journal with this. How do I need to start showing up? What is it that I need to let go of? What do I need to pay more attention to with my heart? Am I loving myself with the heart of a lion? Am I giving myself that grace that I need? Am I showing myself strength? How am I showing myself strength? You guys, just waking up some days is just showing yourself strength. Um, Also, this is a good time for the rest of your lives to start when you wake up to tell yourself you love yourself. And I'm excited to start this day. I love myself and I'm excited to start this day. Just start saying that I love you so much. Just tell that to yourself, right? This is the time. We're fixed, fixed fire, baby. Let's reignite that fire within ourselves. Okay. Okay. So I pulled a card in the back. But I kept the card in the back, but I'm going to read from this book, Archetypes Guidebook, The Wild Unknown. It's a really beautiful deck. It's pretty intense. I don't use it all the time, but what do you call it? Big times call for big cards. All right. So, and what's very beautiful about this card that I pulled is that I think it speaks to um this extreme position that we're in. Okay, so we are at the peak of winter. This is the extreme of the winter. We're right at the middle of winter. We're at this extreme full moon, right? And fixed fire, right? You can't get any more extreme than that. We're having a grand cross in all the fixed signs. That's pretty extreme. Um, so there is a lot of movement that wants to happen, and know that it's happening, but it's going to happen at the right time. It's important for you guys to just acknowledge how you're feeling, acknowledge that you are who you are. You are an individual and you are a part of a collective. If you got to howl at the moon by yourself, do it. If you want to howl at the moon with your friends, the more the merrier. Okay. So the card that I picked is called the Seed. It's really beautiful. And it says the seed, the beginning, the origin, the pearl. Beginnings come in many forms. They are not always a beautiful seed placed intentionally in nourishing soul. Origin stories, like any birth story, are complex, surprising, multi-layered, and usually reveal a central image or detail that represents the fully formed being. Simply stated, the end is present in the beginning, or the entire oak tree resides within the acorn. Whether you follow this imaginal theory or not, know that when this card appears, there is a potent generative energy all around. It stirs your very insides and usually results in an antsy, impatient feeling. Pay particular attention to what agitates you, as it is a sure sign of growth to come. You are bumping up against a growth edge. It is from the grit that the pearl eventually comes to be. So I want you guys to take just to heart, if you are having these hard times and you are, it's part of the growth. You're right there at the edge. You're crossing over. The pearl is here. So when light, you will feel generative, fertile, germinating, and building. And when dark, you'll feel festering, stewing, and dormant. So if you guys are feeling festering, stewing, and dormant, it's important to notice that. And then ask yourself, how can I turn this into more of a germinating feeling, more of a building feeling, more of like I'm fertile. So let's get these things moving. Full moons, especially this full moon in Leo, it to me, it is a very beautiful full moon. Um, Everything is lining up in order to help us move forward to thrive. At the same time, um, you might want to go cry, at the same time, you might feel overwhelmed, you know. At the same time, you might feel just fine. All right. Uh, Perfect. Queen of Swords. I love it. And Six of Wands. Okay, beautiful. So we pulled the Queen of Swords. Look at her. And Swords is perfect because Aquarius is an air sign, right? And then we pulled the Six of Wands, which is fire, which is perfect because the moon is in Leo. Look at these beautiful women. So when the Queen of Swords comes in, she's cutting out all the fucking drama. You know, she's tired of it. She's over the bullshit. She's here. She's ready to just like, this is what it's about. Okay. That queen, right? That's our intuition. That's listening. She is compassionate, but she's not having any more drama. She's like, don't, you can't lay your shit on my doorstep anymore. This is not mine. Nope, nope, nope. And you see those butterflies in there. And so she's learned that she can tell people, don't lay your shit on my door. It's not mine. This is you. You need to deal with it. I'm okay. I'm going to keep doing my thing. Right. And we get there in different stages, you guys. It doesn't mean that we still don't sometimes feel maybe sorry for something, but at the end of the day, we're like, no, 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 this is a pattern. I'm not feeling for I'm not feeling sorry for this person anymore. They know what to do. Okay. Or if they don't, but you can't keep helping it. Okay. So Queen of Swords, she's a mature energy. She knows who she is. She's cutting all the bullshit out with that big fucking dagger. Okay. And the more that you stay in your authentic light, the more it helps people stay in their authentic light. So just remember that you're doing them a disservice by constantly coming to their aid. Okay. It's not helping you and it's not helping them. And so we've got the Six of Wands, right? Six of Wands is victory. And the Six of Wands comes in when there's victory after battle. So if you guys have been battling whatever your battles have been, maybe, know you're going to be victorious. Okay. Thank you for this beautiful reading. Especially thank you for representing, you know, fixed air and fixed fire. So if you guys have any questions, I am an Aquarius actually, and my moon is in Leo. So let's party. Okay. So, but if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. You can get in touch with me via my websites, IndependenceStTarot.com or seasonsfromritual.com, or I'm also on Instagram under the same names. And then again, you guys can always reach out to me here on YouTube. But I just want to tell yourself, you guys are all doing a great job. Thank you so much for all my new subscribers. I really, really appreciate that. We're in this together. We got this. Okay, guys, till next time.